Hello, everyone. This is Carla, and I know I haven't done a lot of interviews recently, but I'm getting back to it. I am here with the amazing Akmal Angrezi Wala. Hopefully, I said his name right. He will correct me in a moment. And he is not only an English teacher, but he is also very involved in Sufism. And he's going to explain that to me also. So we have a lot to learn from this gentleman, especially about English. No, not especially English. Well, we'll figure it out as it goes. Anyway, this show, like always, is sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is an online organization promoting peace, one language, one conversation at a time. Akmal, please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Carla. First of all, it's really a great honor to talk to you. We've been waiting for long. And I've been waiting for long. You may not be, but I've been waiting for long.
I didn't say I wasn't waiting for long. I just laughed at that thought.
Yeah.
Go on.
Rescheduled and rescheduled again, but finally we did it. Thank you very much for you and for your audience to give me this honor to talk to you and everybody around. And well, I am Akmal. Been teaching language for the last 20 years in Pakistan. I specialized in finding out ways how my people, the Urdu speaking or Hindi speaking people, bring very close to those native speakers in America and UK. So I've been watching and researching and finding ways how can I help these people around? And I've been so far very much successful with it. I found out ways how can I teach these people. I found out those common words which are very spoken exactly in our language. They might mean different, but from English and Urdu, if they come together and very close, I've been finding those things and helping my people out. And so far, it has been very wonderful experience. People have loved me so much. They have showed so much respect. And I'm really thankful for everybody who's watched my videos and loved me back. Thank you, all of them.
Okay, well, let's start with your life. You live in Lahore. Were you born in Lahore?
No, I was born in Allahwala. That's a small city in between Lahore and Multan. There are two big cities. My city is in between these two cities, and not in the Allahwala city. I was born in a village, and came from a very poor family. My parents have been laborers, and my story begins from a time when I was just 5 or 6, and my parents were working in the fields, and it was a difficult time. It was very hot, and it was like if you must have gone in wheat field when they're harvesting. It is like needles on the ground, and when you're watching, they're very painful when you're walking on them. There is a blood coming from your body, and when you have this much small feet, like a child 5 to 6 years old, it must have been a very painful time. I remember that moment when I was 5 or 6, when my parents were working in those fields, and it was terrible time. I talked to myself. I had a self-talk. I remember that moment. I had a talk, no matter how long does it take, and even I have to work 4 times harder than my parents are doing right now, but I will make sure I will work hard enough and long enough to change this life. I will not live this life. So that self-talk at the age of 5 or 6 has kept me going throughout my life. I had terrible times, but I never looked into it. I've always welcomed all the challenges and all the problems, been fighting throughout my life. I'm 36 or 37 right now. And by that time of 6 years, it's been 30 years now that I never looked back and I kept fighting no matter I was getting successful or I was just struggling. I never looked back. And then comes a teacher in my life 20 years back. He challenges me. You cannot learn English. I don't know why he said that. I just had an innocent question that what kind of the cassette you're playing in your classroom by the English people sounds a bit different. And the language you're talking is very strange. And my question was very innocent, but he said, I will see when you'll speak like that, you are demanding for. And I said that was not the answer to my question. That was a simple statement, simple question. For a curiosity, I was curious, why is it this difference? But he challenged me. And I said, thank you very much for challenging me. I don't know when, and I don't know how long will it take, but I will come back. We'll come again. We'll see again. I will make sure that a time comes that I talk in English and you don't understand or you cannot face. That was a very bold statement. That was a very bold commitment. And I came back. I had no teacher, nobody to guide me, no books, no teachers, no drama, no video, no nothing, no facility. I didn't have any computer or cassette player. By that time I only had a small radio, radio set that I used to listen to the English news or BBC or CNN or wherever I could come along. And I kept on doing that. I did not realize the moment. Still, I don't remember the moment when I came up that level and we came together again. And it proved right. I was talking and he could not handle. Thanks to him to challenge me. I really revered him. And I really thank to that person, that teacher, that he challenged me. Should he not had challenged me, I should be working like a painter. I've been a painter, calligraphist. I was working as a laborer. I was working as a painter. I was doing anything I could to survive. But then he comes and challenged me. And I'm really thankful for him that he challenged. Then I started learning. And it's been 20 years that I've had these headphones. This 20 years long time, I have these kind of headphones on my head maximum of the times to understand very deeply the English people. Even they whisper, I will understand. And normally in areas like me, in my areas, in my people, English is considered to be one of the tough jobs to understand. There are two things people take very, very difficult, maths and English. Somehow the people can handle maths, but English is still a problem in my country. So whenever everybody was saying that English is a problem, English is one of the difficult things, I said, okay, let's do it. Have you watched the movie Farida by Salma Hayek?
No.
Let me quote a very good quote from that movie. Farida in that movie had an accident and she got paralyzed, crippled. She was a painter and she would go on her wheelchair to her teacher and she would learn from him. And he was painting on a very high wall and she said, can I paint here? Can I paint on this very high wall? And he said, even the healthy and very well-off painters cannot do that. It's a very difficult job. You are a cripple. How could you do that? And she says, and I quote here, and I follow this quote, And I want everybody who's watching this show, follow this quote. If nobody can do it, why not a cripple? If normal people cannot do it, why not a cripple try it? In my country, English has been a problem even for teachers and professors. They have qualified their degrees by hook or by crook. I believe by hook or by crook because I still believe that majority of our teachers still don't have a very good grip on English language. They just pass the exams, and we have a very terrible system of passing the exams here. You can cram some couple of questions and you can qualify the exam in my country. But I took this responsibility. Okay, let's do it. If nobody can do it, why not me? Why not the laborer? Why not a person who doesn't have any facility? Why not a person who doesn't have any background? Why not a person who doesn't have any people to teach him and guide him? And why not try? And I started trying. It's been 20 years, and I'm happy that I went on this journey.
What's really interesting is, and I think it doesn't happen for many people, but you were inspired by the challenge.
Yep.
Many people will be here, oh, I can't do it. And they'll say, no, and stop going after their dream. I'm one of those people who, like you, if I decide I'm going to do something, I'm going to work at it. What do you think kept you going after hearing so many times from this person, you can't do it, you won't do it? And I'm sure you've heard it from other people too. What was it that kept you moving forward?
Thank you, Carla. Such a nice question, and it will help a lot of people to go on the right way. I'm one of the person, I'm very angry person, to be very frank. Very angry person. But when I'm angry, I will not show you I'm angry. If you did something that makes me angry, or you try to put me down, right? You raise a finger on me or try to put me down, what I would do, what has been my way of doing things, I would write your name on my diary. Thank you. Thank you for raising fingers on me, and thank you for bullying me. You have given me an energy that will keep me going for the next couple of years. I will not show you that I'm angry, but whatever anger you gave me, I will collect it, make a heap of it, and I will take that as a big energy, and that big anger energy would keep me going. It has kept me going. I've got successful after 14 years of hard work. I came on this, this brand and this successful love and respect by the people. But should I have not been successful till this date, I should have been working on the same passion, same commitment, same anger, and I would live my life with it. I would do or die. There is a very good quote I read on a school wall another day, a couple of years back. A winner never quits, and a quitter never wins. I was a winner. Even I was losing every time. I was falling many times. For 14 years, I've been falling. I've been trying. I've been falling. I've been trying. I've been falling. I don't have a count. I don't have number. How many times have I failed? I started some academy and I failed. I started some classes and I failed. I didn't have any money to keep on going. I would start and I would fail. I would start and I would fail. I don't have a counting how many times. 14 straight years. But I kept on going because I believed that I'm a winner. No matter, I'm failing this time, but I'm a winner. Falling doesn't mean that you're losing. Falling never means that you're a loser. Staying there, you have fallen and you decide that you will stay there. That's the losing. So 14 years, I kept on trying, kept on doing, kept on failing, kept on falling, but raising up again, coming again, trying again, doing it again. All I had, I would put there. In my language, we say tan, man, dhan. Let me explain what that is. Tan means all my body. Man means all my heart. Dhan, all I have in physical belongings, I would put there inside. I would not spare anything from trying and putting and risking. I've been risking everything for 14 years. Then my spiritual father comes in my life. And he changes my life 360. He changes my life throughout.
It's interesting. Serena just said your English is impeccable.
Thank you.
And Serena doesn't know that you are a teacher of English for people in Pakistan. Where we will talk about that in a little briefly, but there's other stuff that Akmal has to offer.
Yeah.
I almost cracked up and you were talking about something very important and I didn't want to interrupt you, but I thought, she has no idea you teach English. And to be honest with you, I was surprised to see how good your English is. I've had people come to me and say, I'm an English teacher, but they're scared to speak English. Or, speak to me in English. And I'm like, how can you be a teacher if you're afraid to do it? Talking about that, something very important with this is that it seems that I don't know how early you became involved with your spiritual master, but did he have influence on making you continue on with your journey in learning English during that time? So, when you were feeling, I can't do it, you kind of changed it to, I can do it.
Well, Carla, I believe that physically, in real life, my master came in my life 6 years ago.
Oh.
Physically in contact. But my thinking, my belief says that 30 years ago, at the age of 6, when I was making a commitment to myself as a child, a baby, at 6 years, you are a baby, right? A baby was making a commitment, self-talk. I believe, this is my personal thinking, paramount imagination I'm talking about. I believe that he was standing behind me by that time when I was 6. He was not there. I could not see him. But spiritually, virtually, emotionally, he was somewhere. He was looking after me by that time. And how could a person like me, very poor, no background, no support, no encouragement, keep on doing for 14 long years, failing and failing and failing and trying? How could I do that? I believe that he was standing behind me. Every time I was falling, he was raising me up. I could not see him, but sometimes, somehow, like an internal talk, like an imagination, I believe that he was always there. So, for spiritual people, they say that they are free from time and space. They don't belong to a specific time or a specific area. So I believe physically I came into a contact with him 6 years ago, but I imagine that he was standing behind me 30 years ago when I was making a commitment as a child, as a baby, that I will never accept this life, what my parents are living. I will change it, or I will die changing it. So spiritual, I think everything I've done, there was a spiritual power behind me that was helping me out.
Were you aware of it at that time, or is it something that came later? You realize, well, there must have been someone pushing me forward.
Well, at subconscious level, I think yes, there was something. I would feel, I would listen to spiritual music all the time, and I would have a very good respect for the spiritual people or Sufis. Whenever I would hear a name by any popular Sufi, I would have a very good respect for him. So I believe, yes, subconsciously, I was connected with him by that time. But on a conscious level, it's been 6 years back that he called me. I had no idea where my master is. I would dream all the time that, well, there will be a master. I was searching. Maybe I'm looking for a master. I'm not I'm not a complete guy. I'm a better half. You see, better half. We talk about our life family partner, marriage partner. We say better half. But I believe that I was the better half, and he was my better half. And I was looking as we long for getting married. I was looking, well, will be a master. There is a master. I don't know where he is. When will I find him? Who will he be? How would he look like? How would he talk like? But I believe there is a master. Everybody has a master. I would hear about other people that they had a master, spiritual father, Sufi, and I would long for that. 6 years back, my wife had a dream that there is a spiritual master.
I'll ask this after you go. Finish your story of your wife and dream.
So my wife had a dream that there was a very old man. He would have something in his hand, like the beggars.
Yeah.
He is not a beggar, but he had something in his hand, and he would say, she was sleeping, and he would come and sit on a chair, and he would say, wake her up and say, give me something, whatever you can, offer whatever you can. And she was very stunned. She was very afraid. What happened? Then he made her relax. He said, just feel like I'm your father, be my daughter. And he would say, put whatever you can in this tool or whatever. And she said, by that time we were living a very terrible life, very poor, very terrible time. But we were very relaxed, we were very patient. We were having a long vision, and we were surviving that time, very terrible time. When she said, okay, I have nothing in my hand right now to offer, then he said, well, take time to visit me. She said, where? He told the city name, but not his own name or location, exact location. He said, come to Sheikhupura. Well, there is a very neighboring city near Lahore, 50 kilometers from here. And he would say, visit me in Sheikhupura and we'll talk. And she was very afraid because normally when you are a very educated person, and she was very afraid, okay, he is a very educated person. If I talk to him like this, he would say, this is a nonsense, this is very stupid. But when after a couple of days he mentioned, I was very happy. I was very happy because I believe that, okay, now is the time that it is I believe that this is the master calling me. Not by directly me, but through her, he's calling me. So I said, well, let's go. It was a terrible winter, very cold winter. So we went there, and I would not have any idea because I did not recognize who he is, but he would recognize. I said, if you see him, will you be able to recognize him? She said, yes, I've seen him very clearly in my dreams. And if I go there, and if he's there, I will definitely be able to recognize him. So we did. We went there, and they would show her a picture that, are you talking about this guy? And she said, yes, this is the guy. He came to me and he called me. This is the guy. And she would ask the people there, how can I meet him? How can I see him? And they said that he has passed away 2 years back. He has already passed away. So we were very sad. Okay, he called us, but he called when he had already passed away. His spirit is living. He's all there. He's talking to us. He's calling to us. He's teaching us, but he has gone, already gone. Then, in these areas, there are lineage, spiritual lineage, right?
Yeah.
So in his lineage, there was another guy sitting who had all his blessings and all his power. He was sitting there. So we never knew when was that day that we went there and stood on his feet. And by that time, he's just like me. He's a young guy. He's my age. But as far as the spiritual strength and wisdom is concerned, if you count me and him on a scale of 1 to 1,000, I am 0.0001 and he's 1,000. Wisdom and spirituality and whatever. So by that time, we are his servants, both of us, equally. We love to be there as long as he keeps us there. So the last time we had a schedule, he called me. Normally we go there weekly in one single day. In the morning we go and in the evening we come back. But the last time on 26th of April, on Sunday, when I went there, everybody would go there, go away, walk away in the evening, but he would keep me there for 20 days. In this time, I had many thoughts. Okay, I had a commitment with Carla. I had a schedule with this guy. I had this thing to do. I had this thing to do. But the respect and honor we have for him, we could not have a single word. All I knew that if he's stopping me here, he's stopping me for a bigger and larger purpose. This is what we believe. So I stayed there for 20 days. And after 20 days, he let me come back. And the kind of wisdom he carries is so deep wisdom that it takes me 6 months at least to understand what he meant by doing what he did. If he said me to do something, he ordered me to do something, not knowing it is good or bad for me, I would not understand by that time. After 6 months, while I would have come to know, well, this was the reason, this was the fact, but because of this, he said this to do this. I think, Carla, you're feeling sleepy. You're very tired.
I'm enjoying the story.
Okay.
So I'm relaxing during the story. Don't worry about that.
So both of us, me and my wife, are both surrendered to him, 100%. As I said, body, heart, soul, everything belongs to him.
Okay, I know you don't mean mentor, but I want you to explain to Serena what you mean by master, please.
Mentor is something who's training you about a specific field, like bodybuilding or your outlook or a specific skill. He's your mentor. Teaching one skill, somebody who's teaching you one skill or one way. So mentor is a smaller word. Master is the complete word. When you have your own thoughts and your own ideas, and you can argue with your mentor. The difference between a master and mentor is that you can have an argument with your mentor. You can disagree at many areas. You understand that mentor knows better. He's guiding you for a better way, but you always contradict with him, and you can have a disagreement with him. But as far as the master is concerned, master is your total master. You are totally submitted and totally in servant. Yes, Sarina, what you're saying, by servant you mean disciple. Yes. So he is your murshid in Urdu typing. Yes, murshid. Murshid means who shows you the right path. He knows right path. He already knows. He can see beyond 20, 30 years right now. He knows what will happen next hour. And in many of my times, I have experienced this. So it is in my experience, he knows what is going to happen today, good or bad. So he would take care. He would stop me from doing something he knows is not right. And in the evening, it would prove it was not right. It was very terrible. And he would also say me something, do something. I'm finding something very terrible, very dangerous. But he would say, go and do it. If in my personal capacity, I would say, oh, it is very terrible. I would die doing it. It is very risky. But if he said that, I will do it and I will do it successfully. Not one time, hundreds of times so far in 6 years. It has happened hundreds of times. He has a very long awareness, very beyond awareness beyond our imagination, understanding and awareness and wisdom. Okay? So understand? And he says that he uses 90% he uses wisdom, and 10% he uses spirituality. Even he tells us as well, you need to use your wisdom that I'm teaching you 90 times, and if needed, 10 times, or one out of 10, we will use spirituality. So spirituality is not possible without being a wise guy. So the spiritual masters in my country, in my culture, in my religion, they are the wisest people. They are the biggest scientists. They know already the research that the scientists are having hard time finding. The spiritual masters have already the idea. What is it? What is its real meaning? And what is it? Very deep understanding. They have the very good idea about it. So spiritual masters have everything in their understanding, but they are very silent. They will not put in front of everybody. So Sarina, yes, I mean Murshid.
Yeah. This is a very interesting. Yes, I am smiling, Serena. I totally understand this. It's my bad. We won't go into it now. Talking about that, so you have been teaching English for how many years now?
20 years.
20. And has your master asked you to teach his techniques at all?
No.
To help people grow, or?
It automatically reflects in me. He never said yes. He never said no. But it reflects in your personality. The real master will always reflect in your talk and your personality, in your doing and your walking and your living. If he's real, he will reflect. He did not say to go talk spirituality. He did not stop me from talking spirituality. He doesn't have any conversation about what should I be doing. I just go, sit on his feet, surrender to him. He talks spirituality. We come back. And in many days, we go, we serve, we come back. He doesn't teach anything. We go, we serve, we come back. And in 1 in 4 weeks or 1 in 10 weeks, he will teach us something. This much. Not long lectures. This much. But this much, when you open it up, open and understand what it means, that's the whole wisdom of the word.
Very interesting. I see. I'll leave it at that. But you knew from an early age, like I did myself, that there was something more to life than what you see.
Yep.
Do you want to elaborate on that a little?
Yeah. More to life than money and everything. The life we are living right now, there is much more to this than we know. So I have a gauge to calculate life. Here you go. I have 6 fingers, and I'm putting the lower finger on the lower side. This is money. Money is this important. 3 times money, 3 times the value of money is if you are physically healthy, you don't have any money, you have no ailment, you're physically healthy, you're fit, physically fit, you're 3 times richer than any rich person. Financially rich person. If you're physically healthy, you're 3 times richer than a financially rich person if you're physically healthy. Beyond that, on the third level, if you are a well-studied person, you're a well-studied person, you study a lot of things, you study many books, you have a good wisdom, you are 3 times better than a healthy person and 9 times richer than a rich person. You understand? Third level. On fourth, if you have very good connections, you're a very connected person, very social person, you have a social circle, you are richer than this well-studied person 3 times, better than well-studied person 3 times, better than a healthy person 9 times, and better than a rich person, financial person 27 times. If you are socially connected person, people love meeting you and you love meeting people. Come a bit better than this. If you are an emotional person, you can cry with kids if kids are crying, and you can cry like a kids. And on the other hand, if there is a very terrible time, very testing time, but you can sustain your nerves, you can stay calm in very terrible times, you're spiritually strong, you're spiritually rich, emotionally rich, not spiritually. You're emotionally rich person. When you're emotionally rich person, you are 3 times richer than this social guy, you're 9 times richer than this well-studied guy, you're 27 times richer than this healthy guy, and you're 81% richer, 81 times richer than any rich person with a lot of money, if you are emotionally strong person. You can cry with kids, no problem. But if a terrible testing time comes, you can stay cool and calm. Relax. Whatever terrible trouble comes, you can relax and you can stay cool and calm. Emotionally rich person. Beyond this, 3 times higher than emotionally calm and relaxed person comes spiritual richness. So a spiritually rich person is 3 times stronger or richer than an emotionally strong person, 9 times richer and stronger than a socially connected person, 27 times richer and stronger than a well-studied person, 81 times higher and stronger than a healthy person, and multiply with 81 with 3, and my math is very weak. Multiply 81 with 3, and you are that stronger person with a financially rich person. right? So on one side, you might be the richest person in the world. On the other side, you might be sitting on the ground with no belongings, nothing, no fears, no riches, no belongings, no clothes, no nothing. But spiritually, you are a spiritual father. You are father of the world. You know everything, even that which still the biggest scientists don't know. Your wisdom comes directly from the super power God. They are the God's friend. Spiritual fathers are God's friends. There is nothing hidden between a spiritual father and God. They are one thing. Yep. You understand?
I
So
do.
if you read Rumi, Maulana Rum, he said that I'll translate it because I'm not very good with Persian language. He said that if a disciple doesn't see his spiritual father as God, he is not a disciple. He is not a disciple. He is not a disciple. So a spiritual father is a reflection of God on the ground, on this earth. Very lucky are those people who find this spiritual father. And you cannot find one. You cannot find one. He calls you when you are capable, when you're ready. He will automatically himself call you. Otherwise, you will go sit with him, come back, go sit with him, come back, go sit with him. You will live your life, but still you will not find him. Even he's in front of you. He's this close, but you will not find him. It is by his own blessing he will select you. And I pray for the people that you become lucky enough that a father finds you and blesses you. Spiritual father.
But the spiritual father, at least in my case, or the spiritual teacher, will find you, maybe not by him physically or saying, hey, come to me.
Yep.
You just sort of end up there. And you
end
know that you belong there because there's that relationship.
As I ended up 30 years ago submitting to him, where did that power came to me 30 years ago when I was just a kid, that I made a commitment, I will fight. Where did I get that commitment and energy and power to stay on that area, to stay on one ground? He was there. He chose me. And I pray, we should pray. We should pray. We should surrender. And he will find.
Right. It happens. And it happens because it's supposed to happen. We all have our paths to walk. Yeah. And some will walk faster, some will walk slower. It doesn't matter. But
yeah.
in the end, we all end up being where we need to be. And that growth does happen.
Yes, exactly.
We have been talking almost, 45 minutes. I don't know if you want to continue now or come back again and speak. But your English is really, as Serena said, impeccable.
Thank you. I don't have an opportunity. Let me put a little bit juncture here. I don't have an opportunity many times. It's been years that I'm talking to an English person. Normally, I talk to local people all the day in my own language. And I believe that I wasted my language not by not talking to the native people. If I talk to native people, that becomes better than this. But anyways, This is what it is. Yeah.
What can you, for me, define Allahwala?
Sorry?
Can you, Abba says spiritual fathers are Allahwalas. What
No.
is an Allahwala?
He's talking about Rehan Allahwala. He is a spiritual son to a spiritual father. He is not a father.
No, he isn't.
He is a spiritual son. I know that. I haven't talked to him. He hasn't said anything about it, but I know he is a chosen spiritual son to a spiritual father. Whatever he's doing, the way he's doing, not any common man will do it. He's been chosen and he's been appointed to do whatever he's doing. This is my understanding.
They're asking me to invite you again. And he and I are going to be working together. So, Abbas, don't worry, it will happen. It's just we haven't figured it out yet.
Sure, we will.
Do you want to say any last words for the audience before we close?
Stop watching TV. And if you're using social media, unfollow everybody who sends you or shares anything negative. Clean your circumstances. Clean your surrounding. Only follow the people who believe in you. The biggest power anybody can carry is self-belief. Iman, self-belief. These are the tools of the Satan which are coming and hitting your belief system. If I have carried this kind of belief, this is because I don't watch TV. I don't follow anything negative. If it comes across my way, I will simply unfollow anybody who's sharing such a thing. So my wall is a clean wall, is a believer's wall, is a wall by powerful people. This is the preparing for yourself for a spiritual father. If you save your belief system, if your belief is intact, sure, a spiritual father will come in your life and he will change your life 360.
And actually, I just want to add something. I agree and disagree. Everything in life has a good point and a bad point. It's what we decide to focus on.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone about that last night. If you decide to focus on the negative, you're right, the negative will be greater in your life.
Yep.
If you decide to focus on the positive, the positive will be greater in your life.
Yes.
So it's up to you to decide what you want to focus on.
Exactly.
And I have a cartoon picture of two people on a bus. One side, the guy is crying, and the other side, the guy is smiling. Oh, what a great day. You need to decide. And when you make that decision, then you know how to go.
Yeah.
Have you said your last words, Akmal?
Last word, just believe yourself. Keep your belief intact. This is all you need in your life. Self-belief.
And if you must go to the movies or you must watch TV, it's okay. Watch something like the Disney Channel. Watch something positive. Don't spend your time worrying about the negative.
Yep.
Because worry does no good. It doesn't take you anywhere.
Yep.
But you can always turn around and see the positive.
Yep.
And with that, I want to thank those who watched and those who commented. We're very thankful that you became a part of the conversation. And we want to, hopefully, I want to thank Akmal for coming and talking to me. It is time for him to go. He has things to do. And we're going to wave goodbye. Oh, don't forget, we were sponsored by the Institute of Peace, which is one organization that promotes peace, one conversation at a time. And with that, we're going to wave goodbye and laugh ourselves out.